Okay, hello everybody. This is Ken Renner coming to you from Austin, Texas. And I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to present to you a quick webinar on my favorite investment city, Austin, Texas, 11th largest city in the nation right now, and one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing cities in the nation, along with the fastest job growth in the nation. It's a great place to be. I moved here to Austin 20 years ago, 21 years ago, and started a real estate and mortgage business here, and became one of the top selling real estate brokers in the entire city, and I've been in the business now for 31 years, and just still loving the lifestyle here that Austin has to offer. So without further ado, we're just going to dive right into this, and I'm going to do a presentation about the Austin market, show you some pro formas on some investment properties in the ranges that we are targeted, and then at the end there will be some opportunities that I currently have that I think are some of the best in the market. All right, so just a little bit about myself. My name is Ken Renner. It's Ken with two N's, Renner with two N's, and I've been in the real estate industry over 30 years. I'm a broker and an investor, and I moved to Austin in 1993 from California, and I've closed over $100 million in sales in the past 6 years, over $325 million in sales since my career started in 1983. I've had over actually 700 investor properties sold, and I'm a national speaker and recognized expert on real estate and marketing. I've been on HGTV's #1 rated show House Hunters several times, 3 times, and many, many reruns. And you may have seen those episodes. And if you have, thank you very much. I would appreciate that for watching. And you can also search on YouTube. I have the #1 YouTube channel in the world for real estate with over 11 million views, and that is KennRenner.tv. I don't think it's on here, but it's KennRenner.tv. You're welcome to check that out. It's got a lot of great resources on it. So I'm a author and a speaker, and I've written 5 books on the subject of goal setting, achievement, video marketing, and real estate. Here's our little city of Austin, Texas. In fact, this was the picture that I took from the Hyatt Regency when I first moved here. Actually, it's about around, well, it wasn't when I first moved here. It was around the 2000 time frame. And now look at our city. In fact, this is a little bit outdated. There's a couple more skyscrapers that are not on here. This picture was taken a couple of years ago, but it just goes to show you the growth of our city. And you know, the growth of our city has been fantastic for every reason except for our traffic. So with all the people moving in from here, where our traffic downtown can be pretty daunting. But the good news is that we have built, several years ago, the city planners, state planners built $3 billion worth of toll roads, which will help alleviate traffic around the city, and also in the path of development. That is where the city is growing, and it's also in the areas where we are doing our investing. So, get to that a little bit later here. This is a article from last summer, and it's just showing that we're just bursting at the seams with record sales. I mean, record, it'd be great, record sales. We are, I say record sales because we are the live music capital of the world here. But we're also a very hot market for real estate. And so, you know, something that's funny about, I was just looking at the stats and looking at the quotes from some of the greatest investors of all time. The stock market guru Warren Buffett says, along with equity, single family homes are a very attractive investment right now. If held for a long period of time and purchased at low rates, Buffett says houses are even better than stocks. That's coming from the man himself. Buffett says he'd buy up a couple 100,000 single-family homes if it were practical to do so. So, why real estate? Well, guess what? You know, I'm sure if you're in any of the networks that are viewing this webinar, that's obviously someone who helps make the payments. Eventually becomes free, clear, and it tends to follow historical patterns. So it's predictable. Long-term trends are usually always predictable. Short-term trends are not so predictable. And Austin, because we are still undervalued, we are overvalued, not overvalued, but we're the highest price for the demographic of the state of Texas. But compared to the rest of the nation, West Coast, East Coast, we are highly undervalued. We are about 1/3 to 1/4 of the prices on the West Coast and on the East Coast. So a $250,000 house here will cost you $1 million on the coast. And it's a great place to be. It's affordable, and there's just tons of companies moving here, and for a number of great reasons. And one of them being is that we don't have a state income tax. So that's kind of cool. There's only a few states in the nation that don't have a state income tax, so you don't have to pay that extra 10, 11% off the top of your income to your great state. As in Texas, we do have higher property taxes, which makes up for the fact that we don't have a state income tax. But rents are high and vacancies are low, and we have the highest job growth in the nation. We are the capital of Texas, so we have local, state, federal, county, and government. So we have all the governments right here in the downtown Texas, downtown Austin, Texas. Also downtown Austin is University of Texas, the largest university in the United States, with 50,000 students and 30,000 employees, which keeps a really nice group. So we're diversified. We're not just the high-tech hub of the South, which we are. We are also government and education, which is really good. The Apple facility has brought over 3,500 jobs. There's several other companies I could name off, PayPal, eBay. They're just continuing to hire new companies, software companies, and just everybody's moving here. In fact, there's was a stat that there's been over 250 families a day moving to the Austin, Texas area. So where are these people going to live? Well, they're going to rent from you. All right, so we have a Formula One racetrack, live music capital of the world, some of the best festivals, and then Austin City Limits, the icon of TV, the longest running PBS show, and also a great venue to go see live music. So like I said, there's many employers, major employers. You can do your research yourself, but there is just a huge amount of opportunities for new employers to come here, and that's what we're seeing, migrating in from all over the United States. Take advantage of the great labor pool that we have here. We have a highly educated population. 35% of the people here have a 4-year degree or more. We're also the most read city in the world. More books are bought here than any other city in the United States. So in 2015, we have we have the highest job growth in the nation. Most of those people are going to, if they're moving here, they're going to rent for a year or two before they go out, and because they don't know the city yet. And so that's why I get a lot of questions. Why would people rent when you can buy for so cheap and the rates are so low? It's because people don't know that they get a job here, they got to move to take the job, they're going to rent somewhere. So there's major migration coming to Austin. We have a lack of developed lots. Builders are raising their prices every month, sometimes twice a month, due to labor, material, and lot shortages. So, and there's we have a current rental housing shortage of 98% occupancy in apartments and in single-family rentals, and so that also translates to higher rents. We're able to get a premium right now. And that's going to continue for the near future and for the foreseeable future. As people are going to continue to move here, and the city will grow. And I'll show you some stats from the Texas A&M Real Estate Research Center that will prove that what I'm talking about is a trend that will continue. Here's a nice chart. You might want to come back if you're watching this on video. Come back and freeze frame this, and you can kind of see what our rents are doing. And what I love, the columns are the far right, which is monthly supply. All of them less than a month's supply in all these areas, except for some of the other areas down in here. I think this chart's a little old, but we also have, from the previous year, the rents have been up anywhere from 5 to 30%, depending on the areas that you will be investing in. So some stats from the Texas A&M University. Here's Austin outperforming Texas and the United States as far as employment growth. Austin's employment recovery. We are once again the #1 job growth in the nation. And if you know anything about real estate, wherever the jobs are, that's where you should be investing. Texas population, going from predicting from now on to the future, we are on a trend where that's not going to probably change. It'll be double our population coming up in the next 20, 30 years. So they got to live somewhere. And so that's a nice steady line of growth going back to 1910. Here's Austin's growth with some estimates are that line there, that's this vertical line here, or this angled line will actually be a little steeper. Economists are expecting even higher increases in population growth for the MSA, which is a 5-county radius. Kind of an interesting chart here about the 31% of the population is between 16 and 34, and that's what we call our Generation Y, Echo Boomers, and they have a tendency to rent longer or stay in rentals longer than and not buying as soon as some of the other generations who would buy sooner, buy when they're in their early 30s or in their late 20s, as opposed to the Gen Y has tendency to rent a little bit longer, and that will translate into a nice pool of renters for us as investors. You can also notice that our homeownership rate has gone down, which means there's going to be more renters, and the healthy ratio is about 64% ownership, and then the 36% tenant occupied homes. Okay. All right. Next, we're showing you the home prices that have gone down. This chart's a little bit old. It's the newest one that I could get from the University of Texas, where our line's gotten steeper now. Our prices have gone up substantially. We're actually our average home price is more in the $240,000 price range. So you would probably have seen this chart for the 2 years that are missing would be a little steeper here. And we're about 235, 240 is the average price for a home. And then you can kind of check out how the other markets are doing as well in the great state of Texas here. So here's once again a chart of the appreciation, and this chart is the latest. I tried to get the later chart, but like I said, right now the median home price is about $235,000, which would put that arrow right here. You'd see a steeper increase because of the demand, but the whole point here is since 1990 we've seen nothing but year-over-year increases, except for some times where we flattened out a little bit. But this is a great chart. We seem to double our prices every 15 to 20 years, and so here's a great hint for you. If you are just had your first child, you could buy a home in Austin, Texas for, let's say, $150,000, put it on a 15-year note. You would about break even on that note with 20% down. And in 15 years, that house will be paid off, and it will be most likely nearly or more double in value. So we're talking $300,000. You could turn around and sell that home as your child is entering their 15th and 16th year, and you would have enough money from the sale of that property to be able to pay for their college education and probably their siblings as well. Just a kind of a neat little stat that I like to throw out there that gets people thinking about what they could do by simply buying one single family home. Many of our clients are on the road to buy 10 single family homes. I was up to 18 single family homes at one time. I've had to shave off a few during the slow times, but I find that the single family homes are a safe haven for investing, and because they're easy to sell, they're easy to rent, and I can diversify my portfolio across different parts of town. I get a lot of questions about duplexes and fourplexes for the Austin, Texas area, and honestly, there isn't a whole lot that great of an opportunity like there are in other cities, just because we didn't build a whole lot of them. There are quite a few few in certain select areas of town, but most of them were built in the early 80s, and they have a tendency to either be run down or need fixing or will need fixing, or they're fixed up. So they're either run down and need fixing, or they're fixed up already, and those that are fixed up are charging a substantial premium. So next we have Austin median home prices. You can see average annual appreciation of 5%. We're actually up more like 6 to 8%, even 10 and 12% in certain areas for the last year. And we like to keep the appreciation rate at 5, 6, 7%, because once you get past 10, 12% per year, you start to get to an unhealthy appreciation rate. But you can see going back even to 1999 that we've had a great run up in values is over time. There's been times when it's been flat, but then there's been times when it's been going up quickly. So there's our great city again, and a great place to come and visit. So I hope that you would come and visit us and visit me, and let me take you on a tour of the town and show you some of the great sights and scenes and smells and music and barbecue that everybody comes to Austin for, and just check out the scene of the live music capital of the world. So I'm going to give you a couple pictures of what makes our city a little unique. These are all photographs that I took myself. It's the state capitol. This is the toll roads that were built several years ago and now circumvent the entire city to allow us. The speed limit on these toll roads is as high as 85 miles per hour. So it certainly helps with our traffic. If you don't want to be in traffic, you can get on the toll road and get around traffic. We're big on golf courses and recreation. Just a great place to kick back and enjoy the summer afternoon. And that's one of our lakes. We have that's our beaches. We have huge lakes, 7 lakes in the Highland Lake system that stretches over 150 miles long. This is the largest lake in our direct area, which is called Lake Travis. It's 14 miles west of Austin, and it has 75 miles long with 225 miles of shoreline, making it, and it's super clean water. And it is a great recreation place for us to enjoy. So, give you kind of a real life sample pro forma for what it would be looking like on your typical purchase. Our rates that I've figured here are at 4.25. For our investment properties, are actually down about 4% right now. So these numbers, payments going to be a little bit lower, plus minus. And so you're looking at on a $130,000 purchase, which is hard to find. I have one available right now in a new community that's at $139,000. You're looking at $26,000 down, loan amount of $104,000. Total investments $29,900, and your payments can be just around $800 a month. And with your management and payment management, you're going to be just around the $950 range, $940. Actually, with rates lowered, probably $925. And you're going to garner $1275, $1375 rent right in that particular range. So you're going to be several $100s a month positive. Even when you enter your vacancy factors and things like that, you're still going to be in a good shape. This is a $150,000 purchase, doing $30,000 down, got about $34,000 into it to make it happen. And the total payments around $950, and with management you're looking at $1,071, and so you're still going to be throwing off over $300 positive per month, every month, and that's your typical scenario for. That's why we are selling quite a bit of investment properties nowadays. Rents are high and prices are going up. $175,000 if you were only putting 20% down, same kind of scenario, just under $40,000 to get in. $1,099, about $1,200 payment. With management, you're in the $1,250 range. You're getting about $1,400 to $1,600 rent on the rent range. And then now on $200,000 sample pro forma, looking at about $40,000 down minimum. We do have lenders that will do as little as 15% down. To really make it work well, 25% down will make it very comfortable and definitely positive. 25% down if you did a 15-year mortgage, it'll be about break even, maybe a bit of positive. And once again, you'd have that property paid off in 15 years. Management figure was low. It's supposed to be 8%, but That's still with the rates being lower than this numbers probably work pretty darn good for what we're looking at. So you're looking at about between $1,300 and $1,400 for the payment, and between $1,500 and $1,750, maybe $1,800 depending on the house and the timing, for rent. Now, what we do like to do is we like to get our clients on the summer cycle, and that's why there's a range here. If you're trying to rent a home in the dead of winter, in the middle of Christmas time, you're probably going to get the lower end rent. So there's some strategies we deal with our clientele that will help them in making sure that we try to get them on the summer cycle where we get the most turnover, the least amount of vacancy time, and the highest rents. So I am here to put together your pro team. I have a pro team. I'm your broker. I've been in the business, real estate broker, since 1983. I've bought and sold over 100 investment properties myself. I'm a recognized expert in the field and written books on the subject and speak nationally, internationally on real estate. I've got excellent lenders that go up to 10 properties financed, which is very rare. I have property managers that are excellent, top-notch, giving them hundreds of accounts, so they have a vested interest in keeping my clients happy, which means no complaints. The leasing agent is tied in with property management. I have a CPA if you need one, financial planner, attorneys, asset protection company, and self-directed IRA custodians if you decide you want to do something with your self-directed IRA and purchasing property. Okay, so you're in the middle here as a millionaire real estate investor, and the inner circle are mentors and coaches and consultants, and this is where I like to be, is in your inner circle as your confidant, as being able to build trust, be able to have you help me make your dreams come true. Like Zig Ziglar, he said, helping more, try to help as many people get what they want. I can get what I want. So I can get what I want is by helping them get people what they want. So it's pretty cool. And then we have our support circle of vendors that will help us in the legal and paperwork matters and management issues and contractors. And then on the outside we have our service circle, which we have a long list of all these kinds of people. Normally our property managers and lenders handle a lot of what's in here, but I also have, because our family owns so much property, we have all of these people at our fingertips. Now, this took a long time to build a network like this here in Austin. I'm a good old boy, as they say. I'm only 51 years old, but I did earn the right to be one of the top, most respected agents in the area. And so there's another reason why you use a top respected agent, is when I bring an offer to a builder or to a resale property, they most likely know who I am or know of me and know that I have a 98% closing ratio and that house is going to close, and that I'm not just bringing somebody who is a newbie. Most realtors, number one, don't own real estate. And most realtors don't have a network like this. I'm not bragging on it, it's just my business. And it becomes part of your business too, to have this network available to you. So I have excellent management companies that I can refer you to. There's 60-80% of the first month's rent plus management fees between 8 to 9%. And we recommend that you don't self-manage. So our sponsor is Sherry Eckert from Prime Lending, and if you are looking to get pre-qualified for a mortgage, which is one of the requirements for you to get rolling in this market, I would come back to this page in the video and go ahead and get her number, or write it down right now and give her a call or shoot her an email. And of course, if you need help from me on any of this stuff, please let me know. But this is one of our preferred lenders that goes up to 10 properties, and we've worked hand in hand with her. If you may know, in investments, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac lenders only usually like to go up to 4 properties. Some go to 6, but very rarely do they go up to 10. And it'd be great to have 10 properties under your belt. It would be a great retirement for you and your family, and a legacy that you can leave to your posterity. All right, so my responsibility as your broker is to your eyes and ears looking for long-term relationships. I'm all about building relationships. Cherry pick the best properties in the best areas. tie up, negotiate, acquire, guide, and close. Tie up, tie up the properties, act as your eyes and ears. Attend your walkthroughs. I do a lot of videotaping. That's how I communicate a lot. In fact, we'll be sending you videos. This is a video you're probably watching now, and it works very well to communicate. Leasing, I help you with the leasing and arranging for property management, and I help you with the exit strategy when it's time to sell the property. And that's one of the ulterior motives I have to make sure that you get a great property in a great area, is that I'm looking, when the time is for you to sell it, that I want to have a marketable property. And so that's where a good percentage of my business comes from right now, is from repeat clients, or clients that are selling their investment properties for whatever reason, that purchased them 7, 10, 12 years from me, years ago from me. So, all right. So if you decide you want to become a real estate investor here, please contact me. Every one of these slides has my phone number and my email address. That's my cell number. You can call me, and even better, you can text me, and that's the way we can get communication going. And I'll be able to answer even if I'm in a webinar, just like these texts that just came in recently. Okay. So I've sold hundreds and hundreds of properties to investors, and many of them love to come to Texas to take a tour. And I encourage that if you'd like to. It's not always not necessary, because of the videos that I do, and also because of the thorough information I give. So I locate the target properties, email photos, videos, floor plans, specs. We negotiate the contract, and I facilitate the transaction, help you get your leasing set up, and then help you acquire more when you're ready. And I can say that most of my clients come back and buy more. Most buy one, then they come back, buy another a year or two later. Some of them buy multiples at the same time, while rates are down and while prices are still competitive. Okay, so, and also, if you know of anybody that's thinking about buying or selling, hopefully buying, investing in this area, a referral is the highest compliment I can get as a professional. So I love your referrals, and I will treat them at the highest level of service, expertise, and integrity. Okay, as I sail off into the sunset, I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I hope to be in contact with you. And if you're watching this video after this, I will have a number of properties that I will present to my clients on this webinar, but I don't do, this is an evergreen webinar that I just gave you, and I'm not going to present properties on here to the open general public, because I don't want them any Joe to come buy up my inventory. So you're privileged to watch this. You're welcome to contact me, and I will show you the target areas that I'm looking at, and the privilege that I have to work with you, and I hope to hear from you soon. So give me a call, Kenn Renner, 512-423-5626. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful evening.